Sure. So we come together to talk about how one can motivate and engage student. So we are here as a TA, what we can do to engage them and to motivate them in a classroom or in a laboratories. So before going to that, let's meet my team member. There are few names which I have mentioned here, but there are more. Okay, so let's talk. So let's talk about it. Actually, before going to the motivation and engagement, actually let's understand why it is important. Why it is important? We have already seen Professor Amit just before, that how he was playing as a tutor. You find so many things that is not proper, right? He was not interacting to the students, right? He was not engaging to the student, not motivating, even demotivating to the students, and it affects the students mental health also, right? Also learning process. So motivation drives active learning. When you motivate to the student, na, they participate in the learning process. They come to you, ask questions, and engage more to you. So we as a TA play a very important role in developing their confidence, building their confidence. How can we develop motivation? I'm taking it as a laboratory session. So what we do, we as a TA come to the taking lab session, and then start explaining the procedure. That is not the right way, what we think. You must tell them to read all the things related, not only the procedure, that you are mixing this chemical and the product is this, you can calculate the product concentration or whatever. You should tell them to read the theory and principle, which is most important. They lack in this section very frequently. Also, ask them questions. What will be the outcome? Let them think. And if they are giving some answers, whether it is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You as a TA should not discourage them. You should listen to their answer. If they are giving some wrong answer, no problem. You correct them in a positive way. Also, if they are giving right answer, then appreciate them. Also promote teamwork, so that they come together and work as a team, and assign them some roles so that they can interact with each other as well. Also, how can we engage the students with us? So we can do interactive class session, ask open-ended question. Don't let them feel dumb that this question is very easy, this question is, you shouldn't ask this question, or like this. Let them ask any kind of question. And we as a TA, our role is to tell the answer correctly in a positive way. We should not discourage them. Use think, pair, share, or discussion. Let them think and come in a group and then share their views, what they think is right or wrong. Include short quizzes or polls. We can do this, right? We as a TA can do this, because while we take the session, no, tutorial or laboratory, somewhere we can identify what kind of student we are dealing with. We somewhere understand that this student is a slow learner, this understand the concept very slowly, so spend some more time on them. Connect to real life example. Coming to the real life example, I would like to give you some example, like Citrigine medicine, everybody knows. Okay, it has optical isomer of levocitrigine and dextrocitrigine. So when I tell the students about optical isomer topic, and I'm giving them example of citrigine medicine, which is given to the allergic patient. So, yes, sir. Oh, sorry, sir. Okay, so levocitrigine, somewhere we know if you buy citrigine and take it, it has more disadvantages than levocitrigine. So there, that levo and dextro, levo part plays an important role. So by giving this example, what I'm doing, two things at the same time, giving them a concept of optical isomer as well as connecting to the real life examples. Encourage a student to present solution. This is very important. Let them think. Let them think first. Then give your solution. And this is my favorite part, support slow learner, because there are students who can understand very fast. It's okay. But there are some students who learn very slowly. Never make them feel that they are the slow learner. Put some extra effort on them, but never make them feel the same. What you can do, you can, or we know that how can we break the concepts in a simpler way, right? Also, what we can do, using some video, as professor told us, to give some video ideas, show them how you can do this experiment. Okay? Encourage peer-to-peer learning and provide extra time or office if needed. Please do that. If some student needs your extra time, please do that. Also, make a balance between your research life and the TA life. Appreciate small progress publicly. That would be very effective. Now there are some additional ways. You can explain the concepts by giving some stories, your own struggle as well. You can tell them that I was also struggling as a student when I was doing this, when I was studying this concept, or I was performing this experiment. But somehow I tackled the problem and now I'm here. So they will get inspired from you and learn the process. Provide real-world application, give constructive feedback, keep a positive and approachable attitude. This is very important. Please keep this in mind. Recognize effort, not just achievements. They are giving you the wrong results. It's okay. Error are there in the results. But please focus on their steps, what they followed through the experiments, or how they are coming to the result. That is very important. You should not judge the student on the basis of the result only. Conclusion, make the learning interactive, support students with patience and empathy, motivate them, and last, student may forget the content, but remember how you made them feel. So very, very important. Make them feel better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Itu and all her friends, you may please show yourself who you are.
Please raise your hand.
हाथ से चेहरा तो हाथ से थोड़ी पता चलता. खड़े हो जाओ कौन हो. Excellent. I think we all owe them a big hand. Thank you very much. There is one right here also. So she has really set the nice stage. It's very encouraging. And where is Ritika? Now, with your permission, I think, would it be, we take your permission, would we like to put these slides on the events on our CERTEX page? Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because we want to showcase what our TAs can do and how thoughtful they are in teaching, and how thoughtful they are, how curious they are to learn, and how they learn and imbibe things. So we would like to put them. They'll go public on website. Is that okay? If anybody who has a problem doesn't want to show it, they can tell us. Otherwise, we'll take them. Please send your slides to Ritika.
Okay,
rgautam@iitk. Gautam is with G-A, not G-U. So, okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Who's next? Anybody? Yeah, come. You first. Ajo.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anil. I'm from Department of Electrical Engineering. I work under Professor Iyer, and my research topic is on organic solar cells. Okay, so I want to briefly present on the topic that was yesterday touched upon when Professor Chandra was talking about self-learning. It's about Bloom's taxonomy. It's a simple step-by-step process when you want to learn something, or if you want to create a curriculum for a course. This, right? Yeah. So what actually is taxonomy about? So it was developed by a group of people who were chaired by Benjamin Bloom. So that is why the name is Bloom's taxonomy. So it's a hierarchical model. We go step by step when we want to learn something new. And it also helps educator design the learning course better, so that someone who is actually a beginner wants to reach a level of mastery in a subject. It actually consists of 3 main domains, which is cognitive, which is more knowledge based, and affective, which is on an emotional level, and psychomotor, which is on action level. But I'm going to, like, keeping the time in mind, I'm just going to concentrate on the cognitive part here. So it has 6 levels to it. So first is remember. Like when I see people tell kids that don't do rote learning or don't by heart, I don't think that's actually wrong way to learn, because initially you need to remember things. Without remembering, you are not gonna produce the same thing. So initially you start with some basic facts and concepts. So you have to remember some certain things. It's not that it's wrong, but you have to memorize a few things. And then later you understand it. So once you know what you want to learn, what are the simple concepts or ideas, then you try to elaborate it and try to explain it in a further level. And then you apply it. So now you have this set of information, and now you're gonna use it. So directly, if I put you in a situation where you have to use it and I tell you do this or that, you might not be able to do it. So you go step by step. And then analyze. So this is at a higher level. Then what you do is you have certain ideas in your mind. So initially, as a kid or a student, it might not be clear why somebody is teaching you something. How does it link to a different topic somewhere else? Then you try to analyze it one by one. And then you evaluate. You try to, initially, let's say you're building something, you go about a rough plan, like let's say you're building a prototype. But then you have to evaluate. You have to see what is good and bad in that, and then decide and have a course of action. And then at the end, when you reach the level of mastery, you try to create something new. You try to innovate. So I'll take a small example. So it's, let's say you want to design a simple light bulb circuit, which you know. So you generally have a battery or a cell, let's say, and a resistor, and a simple bulb. So initially, the idea is like you need to know what components you need, what is the function of each component in, within a circuit. And now you have to explain Ohm's law. So initially you try to start with what is needed, what each thing does, and now you explain theories and stuff. So you try to explain Ohm's law that, yeah, when you pass this much, you apply this much voltage or this much potential across a component, this is the current that you get, okay? And later you start with something small. Maybe you build a basic circuit on a breadboard to see it in action. Now you try to go a bit further, and now you try to analyze it further. Let's say, what happens if you put 2 bulbs in a series, or what happens if you put it in parallel? What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of each? And now later you try to evaluate what is the best circuit for the efficiency. Like, let's say you have ACs and refrigerators. Like you get with stars, like this is a 3-star fridge, let's say this is a 5-star. So it's all about efficiency, how efficient you are to do a certain thing. And then you create, let's say at the end of it, you try to design a smart lighting system. So initially, you started with something which you didn't know, you started step by step, you learned it, you try to apply it at a smaller level, and then once you reach that stage, now you are a bit experienced, you try to do something more, and at the end, you are at a stage where you can create something new out of it. Yeah, so why it matters? So it's not just about memorization. Memorization is the first step in education, but then you want to move beyond and you want to reach a stage where you're solving real life problems. So like I mentioned, so you just here, let's say you know what each component does, but if you just stop there, you'll not be able to build something for the society or something for yourself too. Okay, and it supports deeper understanding too. So you're not learning like at a school level, like you do this, you get this. Not just that. You're trying to develop your own intuition, and at the end, you're having something innovative. And also, in an education level, you can use it to structure courses, labs, and assessments. So in a way, you're taking the student in a step-by-step process so that he does he does not feel like either stressed out or he knows like what he's doing. Yeah, so final thoughts are like, it's like a very vague roadmap for learning. I'll not say that it doesn't have a cons. Like sometimes it is better to, some people are kinesthetic learners. They do stuff and they learn. But some people, they like to go in a small, you have to give it in chunks. And why it is useful in engineering? Because we know we just don't learn theory or we just don't jump to application. We have to learn theory and then we have to stick it to application. We have to, it's a flow. And then the idea is once you know where you fall in the sixth step, you can develop further on it. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Anil, for a very important part of teaching learning process, Bloom's taxonomy. And he related it to a very simple example in his field. And we appreciate your effort. Thank you very much. And as you may have noticed, we are giving you 20% discount on time. So, but it's 6 to 5 minutes. Next one. Yeah, please.
Make a statement. Yeah, sure. So it's a very nice, learning for me also, because I talked about the Bloom's taxonomy yesterday. But this is what I was trying to, emphasize. In the classroom, you can do simple gaming, which will carry a lot of information for the kids and takes them to the next level of thinking. And you also to the next level of thinking. Thank you. Thank you again.
Okay, next one, please. Who's the next one? You're there. So here's Mayurakshi, Nandana,
Rayama Yashoini.
Raima Yashohini. Real humanities name. I'm telling you.
So we are from the
not
Department of
beryllium,
Humanities
lithium
and
like
Social
that.
Sciences.
I'll be looking forward to your talk. Okay, so as soon as you utter the first letter, I press the button. But 20% discount.
Yeah, hi everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. So as we just introduced ourselves, we are from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, specializing in sociology. And in this presentation, we have collected our thoughts on self-learning. So whatever we'll deliver today has been largely taken from the presentation that we had yesterday, the discussion that we had in today's morning, and also like our own experiences. So this is like our trail of thought on self-learning. We think that self-learning is a process which doesn't only constitute learning about the topic or the subject that we are going to deliver in the class, but also about learning about oneself. So it's kind of a spectrum between the 2 points, and obviously these are not mutually exclusive, they inform each other. On one end of the spectrum, we have learning about ourselves, and on the other end of the spectrum, we have, like learning about the topic, the subject, and as well as the students. So like, how do we move? Like, what is the, like, how does this spectrum function? So like, we thought that, like, we were thinking along this line only, and we thought that learning about self will help in understanding like our position as TAs or instructors in the class. And being reflective of our position will help in, okay, we'll have some interesting memes also coming, so kindly pay attention to what is going on. So yeah, so being reflective about our position will also enable our thought process of understanding the student's position in the class. And that brings us to the point that was also emphasized yesterday and like since this morning, that one size does not fit all. So like this perspective of understanding has also helped us frame like an actionable point of how we can foster self-learning in the class. So for example, we all are TAs for a course, like it's a hypothetical situation, but yeah, we are TAs for the course Gender and Society. We have been given free hand by our instructors to like frame weekly assignments for the UGs. So we have decided to take in video assignments. So, and like the choice of the means through which the students will, explain their concepts will be on them. So they will choose one, it will be a group assignment, they will choose one concept of their own. They will also choose the way in which they want to deliver the content. It can be a parody, it can be a skit, it can be like a 30 seconds reel kind of a thing. So it will be a video assignment that we'll be giving to them. And so in this process, like why we are saying all of these things is that it fosters self-learning in at least two aspects. One, knowing the concept. Two, understanding the technicalities of presenting the concept, because presenting is as important as learning things. And also, like, using all of these techniques and tools that we have learned since yesterday, that is AI, they can also like make use of that. So yeah, with that, I would like to hand it over to Yashoini for the next parts.
Okay, so we have a little meme over here. It just shows that self-paced learning as a method and its importance. So self-paced learning over here means not every one of us has equal paces of learning, be it in terms of time or be it in terms of the materials that we use. And also there are a lot of constraints that differ from people to people and also from TAs to TAs for that matter. So this is about self-paced learning method and its applicability. So this is from our personal experience as PhD students and learners in general. That is, this is a learning curve which just talks about how the moment we think that we have it figured out, we are exactly at the bottom point and we realize that we have to start all over. And that's why our conclusion over here is, I hope it's readable to everyone. So learning has no end and it just goes on. And yes, as learners, we can only try to get better and better at it. Thank you, that's all from our end.
Thank you very much. It was a very different way of looking at self-learning, and then the way they're brought, knowing about self, then you can put yourself in student's position, and then you know how different positions are identified. And as we've been emphasizing, there are different ways of doing things, and Morning also had made a comment about humanities. As scientists and humanities persons think at the same thing in so different ways. It brings a new perspective, and certainly this perspective was very, very different from the way most of the science or engineering students would have thought. And thank you very much once again. Let's give them a big hand. Who's the next speaker? Okay. So this is Anjali Mittal, and she's going to talk about, of course, grade scope. I mean, mathematics person gave that. Anyway, so we're looking forward to you talking. You have a huge group?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll thank them at the end. Huh?
Yeah,
please.
in the start. So hello everyone, I am Anjali Mittal. I am from the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. So first of all, I would like to thank CERTEX team for this amazing workshop. And today I will be talking about grade scope. And we all know that yesterday Professor Amit talked about it. So I'll just briefly talk about it. And I'm talking on the behalf of our TA team, which consists of 10 TAs. And so in the process of grading, as graders, we all face some struggles. And some of these struggles are listed here. So as graders, we spend endless hours on marking papers. And as students face that even when we spend like number of hours, students wonder that either their gradings has been done fairly or not fairly. So, and other than this, as like students and as well as us as graders, we all want to give them feedback as fast as possible, and we want this process as less stressful, and we as students, they want more fairness. So to resolve this issue, Gradescope comes as a savior for us, and this is a simple online space for grading assignments and exams. And the main beauty of this online platform is that this works with handwritten notes. So we don't need to necessarily have LaTeX written documents or Word written documents. So this is the main beauty of this platform. And now these are some points why as a graders we would like to use Gradescope. So of course it saves times and reduce our stress. like if we are doing it for long courses. So this is a little picture. So here so it saves times in the sense that here we can designate a space for the answers, and then so it will just show the answer of a question which we are checking at that time. And here we can put a grading scheme, and it is known as rubrics in the Gradescope setting. So so just clicking some ticks, we can grade the answers. And for the students, since now they know what is the grading scheme, so for them it is fairer, consistent. And of course here, so in this box, here I can give the feedback for the students. And then this platform is very useful for large courses. So, and our department is using this, I think, from like very, like 2019, 2020, 2019, yeah. So this is a zoomed in view of the last slide. So we can assign a designated space for the answers, and this is the rubric settings where we can say +1 for this, -1 for this, and in this designated space we can put out the comments. And these are the reasons why students like to have their grading to be done on the Gradescope, because they can get their feedback in a limited time. And of course now they know that how their grading has been done, and it has been done consistently for all the students. And of course now for the regrading requests, they do not have to write the emails, they just it is just a one click away for them. And we have two common overflows here. So for the paper-based exams, after conducting the exams, the first step is to scan the papers and upload them on the Gradescope platform. And after that, in the Gradescope, yesterday sir told that we have to define 3 reasons. First is the student ID reason, second is the name of the reason, and the third one is the answer reason. So after assigning that, it will pick most of them, until unless handwriting is not that bad. And once these things are done, we can set the rubric, which is nothing but the grading scheme, and then we can release the score and the feedback. And in an online setting, we have to create an assignment with a due date, and in that due date, students have to upload their assignments either in handwritten notes or LaTeX document or the Word document. And then again we can do the grading by making the rubrics, and then we can handle the regrading requests by them. And these are some steps to start with the Gradescope. So this is the website of the Gradescope. You can sign up if you don't have an account, or if you have an account, then we can log in, and then you can create a course, create an assignment, upload the exam templates, and for the particular exam, you can upload the rubrics for the particular questions, and then provide feedback wherever it is necessary, and again then we can handle the regrading requests. So in a nutshell, Gradescope makes our life easier by doing the grading faster and in an efficient way. For the students, they get clarity and fairness for their grading, and for the instructors, of course, it saves a lot of time and it reduces stress. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you for a very nice talk and reinforcing how Gradescope actually helps. And Institute has now installed Gradescope. Professor Kuber also will be training many instructors next week on using. Amit Kuber ही तो तुम्हारा नाम, तो हंसे क्यों तुम कुबेर कहने में? So that we talk. अभी तो काम instructors में होगा. Yeah.
See, Anjali and all the students from Maths department, I'm really happy that you did this. So now I will actually take you to help me because all of you are trained already. When I started this in 2019, I trained the entire department for doing this. And now I can see all of you are trained because sometimes I get calls at odd hours and people want me to help them right then and there. Yeah. So it will be better if there is a team rather than just an individual doing that. Yes, I want to say something like, I want to, yes, please, mass department students, yeah, who created this presentation, let's thank them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Economics. So I just want to say that maybe I will ask Doa to send an announcement to all TAs as well, like all PG students, if you want to join the presentation on Tuesday at 5:30. It's online on Zoom. Yeah, so you can join. There was one question which I quickly want to address. There was one question in the uh, feedback form. Yeah, the QR code that was, yeah. So they said that scanning takes a lot of time. The new machine that is worth 10 lakhs, it scans 90 pages two-sided in 1 minute. So you don't really have to worry about scanning times anymore.
Okay. Thank you once again. And who's the next speaker? From mechanical.
Yeah.
Okay. And your name is?
Radhika.
And you also have a big team, huh?
I have a big team around 13 to 14 or 15 around.
And this is, oh, you're really taking this in the right spirit. You're interdepartmental.
Yeah. One more is Sudev is from electrical actually.
Okay, so,
it is written in mechanical.
four departments. So yeah, we look forward to your talk.
So good afternoon. I'm Radhika and we prepared this presentation yesterday. We were just making the WhatsApp group. We don't know each other, but we were just enjoying. I don't know who was responding, but just we were taking the enjoyment what is happening here and there. So this is my presentation on the how to enhance the engagement of students in the class. These are the team members. Why the engagement of students matters in the class. These are the points. There is one image shown there. Some students are sleeping and mostly students are sleeping there. So why the engagement of students matters? First, if we will, any tutor or a TA or any instructor give the lectures, so first they should describe why they are giving that lecture. Just not describe what the whole history, geography and all the whole preparation and all. So first, for improve the understanding requirements of topic, they should give the practical examples and why this is needed. If student will relate it, why it is needed, then they can understand more better way. So to improve the understanding of the requirements of topic first, and with this TA, tutor, or any instructor should relate everything like with the practical applications, right? Then in between, after 15-20 minutes, student lack their interest or concentration. For that, for reduce, instructor should interrupt in between and ask the questions so that they can reduce, class disruptions can be reduced. Okay. The fourth point is to during teaching, there should be instructor should ask the question. Not only the instructor, students should also ask the question and interrupt the teachers, so that what the students are thinking in their way, they can also tell to the teachers, and the discussion can be improve the knowledge of both. So the encourage thinking and participation. The fifth point is to increase the attention of the student and motivation of the student, and to reduce the distraction. instructor should interrupt in between. Now, how to boost engagement? So, to engage students in the lecture by giving practical example, I told it earlier, and encourage the student answers and their feedback. What the students are answering, give its, take it that they are responding. Okay, if they are wrong also, they should properly and in a good way tell this is wrong or this is right. Not threaten them or not anything that can disappoint them so that they cannot ask a question afterward, after that also. So encouragement should be there always, because student always respect teachers, but if teachers or instructor will not respect the answers what the students are giving, then afterwards they will not speak out afterwards, right? So encourage students answer and their feedback, and for their daily lectures they should give the homework and group projects and check them regularly for not disengagement of the lectures and whole syllabus before completion, and taking surprise quizzes so that they will always engage with their subject. Avoid discouraging them from asking questions. I told it earlier. Use the videos and animation to make it more interactive. Explore and apply new technique and strategies. AI also can be used for that. And invite question, I have told it earlier. So this was prepared by around 15 students.
I am from chemical engineering, and Harishwar is my senior. He's also from chemical engineering. And Vishal Bhai, Amit and Sai are from aerospace department. They're also my seniors. So being the junior one, I am graced with this responsibility. So since yesterday we all are here discussing about the roles of tutors, TAs, and how impactful their journey is going to be and how impactful it will be for the students as well. So I thought of giving a catchy line: guiding, not just grading; supporting, not just supervising. So usually TAs as well as students, we all have our own challenges. I remember when my thesis advisor said that you are going to be my tutor, so naak mat lata dena meri. So it all obviously it was in a funny way, but that put a healthy pressure on me, and I think I'm doing quite fine. And there is always a communication issue and the engagement issue with the TAs that I have faced. Like sometimes it feels like I'm speaking to a wall, but not with the students. And for students, I understand that they are usually undergraduates. They have time issues like 7 to 8 courses in a semester, then gymkhana events, fest and all. But some parameters are out of our control, but fear of asking and the motivational dips, here we can work on it. So I have summarized what tactics I have used so far, how to deal with it. Like I usually go with interactive sessions, like I in between give them or ask them questions like, okay, I'm not going to do the integral part. You have to solve and tell me right now. Then storytelling, which is a very good plus point for me. I like to write sometimes. So I always try to have a narrative in a class. Then attention resets. Even me as a student, sometimes we don't have an attention span more than 15 minutes. So I try to break ice with some light jokes or some trending things. Then debates and QA. I just had a wonderful debate last week between Batman and Iron Man, who is better. So Batman won. And I always try to have a great feedback at the end of the class, that if they have any doubts or they want to reach out to me. So Why I personally think that this was a very good session since yesterday, because we TAs or tutors are actually acting as a bridge between the instructor and the students. So far, I have served in lab, simulation, and right now as a tutor. And every instructor has taken a feedback from me that how are students performing, are they having any issues or not. So there's a two-way communication. And even on the class days, I always ask students that whether they have any doubt from the previous lecture, whether I have to revise or shall I take any questions where they need to revise that concept. So, and one more thing which I feel is there is a near peer role model. As we have just graduated and we have saw that this phase, which they are in that phase. So there is not a big age gap, which makes them more comfortable talking to us rather than directly to the instructor. And for us, we are gaining that mentoring skills, communication skills. I understand there must be many TAs who have a stage fear or they lack in communicating their thoughts and views to the students. So it's a nice experience and I think everyone should enjoy it irrespective of which branch or which course they are being offered. And secondly, it builds empathy and the leadership skills, because we have to treat students not by judging them or being judgmental. Even if he doesn't know the basic concept of 11th and 12th, we can always give a quick recap. So that's all I would like to end. Thank you.
One, two, three. Yeah. Thank you all very much. And it's very, very heartening to see as faculty members that TAs also put in so much effort, because whatever they have prepared, or you folks have prepared, it doesn't come by just listening to us. It has come because you have practiced it in the past. So it's very, very encouraging to see. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Shruti Parna from the Department of Economic Sciences. I'm presenting on behalf of my team members, which is a total of 10 students. Our topic of interest is Heart of Teaching, Interacting in a Meaningful Manner, which has already kind of been discussed by several other presentees, but it also shows that it is one of the key takeaways that has been noted by many people from yesterday's lecture. Many of us are researchers here, and I think we would all agree that many of us have zeroed down to our point of research interest, which was probably one day fooled by one great lecture, maybe. So it is indeed impactful how a discussion is presented in class. It has future implications like that. These are my team members. Coming down to the three important elements in a classroom: student, teacher, and content. And the kind of interaction that these three elements have in between each other often sets the tone for a classroom presentation. So it is very important that we recognize and understand how each of these elements facilitate one another. For example, in between a student-student interaction, it's important that the teacher facilitates it in a way that the students are able to interact between themselves in a meaningful way. Similarly, when the teacher is engaging with the student, the content usually plays a very important role, and likewise. Why interaction matters, as we have already discussed, teaching is not just delivering content, but building connections, and it goes both ways, because it helps us to create meaningful interaction. It helps us to create a positive effect on both the teacher and the student, in the sense that it fuels curiosity in the student, and it also helps the teacher to revise what they already know and build on that. Similarly, trust and respect is one of the most important foundation stones in a classroom. If the student cannot trust the teacher or vice versa, then education will probably, it will not work. And obviously, good interaction fuels critical thinking, in the sense that it encourages the student to go back home and work on what has already been discussed in the classroom. Elements of a meaningful interaction, active listening to students' voices. So this thing has been discussed again and again in yesterday's lectures, that we as tutors or teachers or instructors, we should not presume that a student already knows everything about the topic. It is important to recognize the heterogeneity structure of a classroom. Not everybody might be on the same page, and we should be able to realize or recognize it, which is why it's important to listen to students' voices, where they are coming from and what they feel about a particular topic before we progress further about that topic. Teaching should definitely be a dialogue and not a monologue, because obviously that fuels further questioning from the student, which also helps us learn more on the topic as a teacher. Motivation, and these are about realistic goals that we can think of in an everyday learning setup, where if we help students, if we motivate them to set their expectancies so that they can set short-term goals for themselves, then if they are able to actually meet those goals, that kind of gives them more confidence and boosts their confidence, in the sense that they can understand that they're actually having some grip over the subject and are learning. Timely and constructive feedback, again, is one of the most important methods in which learning can be imparted. Connecting theory with real life, we can do that as TAs. We can do that by discussing how the theories can be connected to everyday experiments. We can solve problems, we can discuss their doubts, and so on. Strategies that we can follow as teachers. First of all, asking open-ended questions. Open-ended questions engages students in the class much better than a question that already has a specific textbook answer, because it helps them discuss stuff amongst themselves, which helps them in peer reviews, using real-world examples, as I've already stated. Fostering peer-to-peer learning, which is when if we let students participate in group projects or teamwork, any kind of teamwork basically, helps them in discuss their ideas at similar level, and not just instead of coming from somebody who is at a hierarchical position. If they discuss stuff amongst themselves, it helps them learn helps them understand what are their shortcomings and where they can improve. Recognizing effort as well as results of students. So sometimes we tend to focus more on only the end result, only the test score, only how they're performing in class. But if we also note little efforts put by students in trying to understand or grasp a lecture, that will obviously help them put more effort into learning. Organizing knowledge in chunks, it was mentioned in one of the lectures yesterday, which is probably a very important part, because we have more expertise on one particular specific field of study. So if we organize stuff in a better way for students in chunks, it's often more helpful for them to understand and grasp things. The outcomes of meaningful classroom interaction is, as I stated, goes both ways. For students, it helps in high confidence, helps motivate them, and engages them more and makes them curious. Yeah, sir, I'm done. This is the last slide. And for teachers, it helps them build a stronger rapport and communication skills, and also helps them for future prospects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could the team members also show who they are themselves? Yeah. Give them a big hand. Thank you very much. You showed a long list. There are only 5 of them. Okay. Thanks very much, all of you. Now, please, next group, please. Who's the next group? वो सो गया? अच्छा, लड़ रहे हैं आपस में, कौन देगा? And you are? Huh? You are not electrical department. I say, ask you are. Praveen. Oh, Praveen. Praveen Kumar. Okay, so Praveen Kumar. Ishan. And तुम भी आ जाओ यार, क्यों नर्वस क्यों? आ जाओ सामने. Okay. So, अच्छा, you have a big team also. of 10 persons, so there's another talk. And let me also remind you, we're so 5 minutes strictly now because things are taking time. You'll miss your mess food. We have to distribute certificates also. And also, we're so encouraged by this. We're looking forward to that competition that we're going to have for video making from your classroom experience. And there'll be a mail out soon. It'll be a 5-minute video. Last date is 31st August, 11:59 p.m. So that mail will be sent out. We'll send it through DOA, and there'll be 5 prizes as we announced yesterday. And if there are more things, and we may go up further. But certainly, we want to encourage that video. No, not number. Maximum. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I have tried to prepare a slide based on the past presentations by faculty members, and we'll start by small introduction from Praveen. Then I'll take on.
Thank you all professors who has given wonderful lectures today and yesterday, and we learned a lot, and of course we want that should be continue in every year. That's why every new TA will learn something. This kind of practice will force us what's our responsibility and job along with our ethics. Of course, we forget sometime because we we lost the magnetizations. Once we got the essence, somebody going to remind, recall it, then we realize, okay, we are losing some responsibility, our jobs. So that should be, I think, on a regular basis. And I believe that it is not only 1 hour jobs, only TA cannot change everything. So I think we need to work together with all team, as a team, instructor as well as institutions should be involved in properly. I heard yesterday, we cannot change because each and every department has its own limitations and challenges, but that should be for all, like especially gender and some other kind of problems. So I believe that there should be common workshop for all HODs. That's why what are the major changes should be.
Okay.
Little bit I'm just concluding and then I'm giving to you. So that should be, sir, it is essentials, I believe. So if it is going to be, then that would be great. And from last couple of, last 1.5 days, we learned a lot. Amit sir has given wonderful by mimicking the TA styles and lot of points he has discussed yesterday, grid scopes, how can make it easy and how can we solve the lot of problems, whatever we have with us. Madam has discussed genders. So this is, of course, we have with us, but by this small practice, we can resolve a little bit, but we need regular practice. We need some strong mechanisms to resolve this kind of problems. So actually time constant we have, so I'm not going to continue. I'm giving handover to Nishkant. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically this slide is kind of summary of whatever I have learned and small, some kind of input from our side. So why TAs are needed? So instructor cannot give everything to the students from subject matter or whatever is required to complete the knowledge. So we come as the sand. It is a well-known picture that we have to fill the jar. So the stones cannot fill it up. We should act as sand so that we can.
Milk and sugar would have been better.
Yes.
Milk and sugar would have been better, not sand and stone.
But sir, integrating completely is. Yeah. So we have to act in such sense. But learning is not only student does not learn. When we teach something, we also learn, and that has been elaborated in a very beautiful way in this workshop here. So basically the learning involves 2 parts. One is the subject matter, another one is non-subject matter, that is something abstract, that is very complex to put some word on it. So we have to give something then students will either ask questions in subject matter or some doubts or something. So we have to resolve it. Another part is that in the communication side or non-subject matter side, when we say something and so in some way we have to guide the students how to behave and etc. And a lot of things can be done there. Overall, I have found 3 principles like on which we have to work on so that learning can be done. One thing is motivate, another one is giving the subject knowledge, and third one is to practice and clarify any doubt, and that is an iterative process. So first motivate, but definitely we need to have some goal or some objective in our minds, and that we need to connect the students from their current point to the objective or to the their goals. So basically whatever they want to achieve with the subject, either marks or some good jobs or anything. Without confidence, it's of no use that they will not take this learning path. So we need to associate, we need to give some confidence. So one example that I have heard and I have given it as well, that it is you are at IIT Kanpur, so basically you are intelligent. You are not here just for fluke. And because you are here, so you have to work even harder. So that is something I have learned here, and I have given this kind of examples. And rightfully, sir explained that we have to explain in chunks. Whether we think, okay, it's very easy, but it's not so easy for a learner to understand, we have to start. For this board work, it is our common thinking that board work can be increased instead of slides. It will take some time, but it will enhance the efficiency of the teaching process. Further, this is something that we have to practice again and again, and we can take a lot of examples. We can create, we can take time, and we can connect on WhatsApp with students, VTAs, and it will improve the overall learning. Yes, that's it. Next. So overall, we have to see this process in 3 phases, that we have to start something. So basically we have to motivate, that is the forethought. And then we have to perform, we have to teach, we have to see how the teaching is happening, is it happening efficiently or not. And in the end, we have to make the students see or self-reflect how they are doing and what we can do to enhance that. Thank you.
Thank you. Could all the team members show their faces, who they are? Thank you all very much. Okay, so now, next talk. You are from humanities, that you said yesterday.
Yes, sir. Humanities, and my friends are also from humanities.
Okay, how many?
Akash, Soumya, Anushka, Mayank.
Okay, very good. Thank you all. Yeah, let's hear.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So I'm going to present on building values among students and TAs while pursuing learning goals. So this is something that was discussed yesterday as well. So this is just a quick revision as what are those 3 subjective goals that was discussed yesterday. So there is 3 values. So these 3 values can serve as different subjective goals for each student: intrinsic value, instrumental value, and attainment value. Intrinsic value generally gives you satisfaction of joy of doing while you are doing something. So suppose when you're solving a maths problem, you're so immersed in solving that maths problem that you do not think before picking up each problem that what kind of job it is going to land you to. You just solve the problem. When you're looking for some kind of instrumental value, you look at pragmatic reasons. You look at intrinsic rewards. So while suppose you're choosing, when you came for engineering, like UG students especially, they look at the branches, different disciplines as what will be more rewarding or something like ROI. Attainment value is like you try to master a task and you accomplish it, like you try to gain mastery over subject. So this is the sweet spot where everyone would want to be, where you are pursuing something that gives you some intrinsic value, and you're able to see the instrumental value, and also you're able to attain it. You are able to gain mastery. So this is a sweet spot But usually the picture is not that sweet. This is the usual scenario where you are not able to, sometimes you are not able to see the instrumental value, sometimes you do not understand why you are even made to study or teach some subjects. And also, sometimes it can be very difficult to master a subject. So what we are trying to tell here is that we will give you just few steps as how you can build that confidence among students as TA. So how can I inculcate, or how can we inculcate intrinsic value? So lead by example. When you deliver a subject, when you're TAing for any subject, show passion and enthusiasm. You can make the content relatable, and there were many ways that were showed to us as how we can make the content relatable. Using visual cues, narratives, story, this can arouse interest in students to learn. Also in humanities, it often happens that students sometimes ask us that why do we need to learn this? And this has happened with me when last semester I was staying for a course called moral thinking. We have had students who would ask, why do we even need to be moral? And then those questions can be very, that can take you in a space where you do not know what to say. Because it seems as if these are very default, basic questions. It's a default understanding. And that is where it's important to attend class where we see how our instructors, professors are actually handling those questions. So talking about instrumental value, we have to relate it to real world examples, explain how it is important, and especially in humanities, we try to explain as if this knowledge was not discovered, then what would have been missing in the world? And anything that improves the state of affairs, anything that improves anything in the world is worth doing, and anything worth doing pays. So there is the instrumental value of anything that helps. How do we gain mastery over subject? So obviously, everyone who is here would know that mastery is not attained overnight. It is a consistent effort. It is a day-by-day process. It can take, it takes more than a month, more than a year, but we can make huge improvements with consistent efforts. What we can do is that we can break complex topics in manageable chunks, and confidence can be built step by step. So this was about students as how we can inculcate these values in them. How does this help TA or tutors? So when we are trying to inculcate these values in students, it's not that we are untouched by or we are not illuminated by the light that we are trying to light in the world. So what generally happens is confluence of values. So there is a mutual respect and shared purpose that happens when we try to align the learners with their goals. We generally tend to reinvent our own learning curve, and this is one of the professors also mentioned that how he got some ideas about his own PhD thesis. It was also mentioned that how bright students are here, how sharp they are. So generally the way they think is out of the box. And this is something that I have gained a lot from doing TA work, is that when I see how they think, it actually helps me that probably I can also think in this way. This is something that I never thought of. So I get a lot of ideas for my own subjects by listening to them, something that I sometimes don't get into humanities. So this opens up my way of thinking also. So in this way, we can also reinvent our own learning curve. Renewed research interest. So sometimes we often complain about time management and all of that, but see how UG students are managing their time. In fact, the kind of extracurricular activities I see here is not something that I had seen in my own bachelor's. So that is also amazing in some sense. Value creation, again, when we are building values, our life becomes meaningful. So we are also adding values in our own life. And this also gives us a confidence as a leader. So we are also grooming ourselves as a teaching expert. So I think, yeah, I wanted to keep it short, so that's all. Thank you so much.
Very good, excellent talk. And we thank all the team members here. Now there's one more. Final one, right? One more? Yeah, please. Two? Oh, yeah. So you're with them or you? Okay, so two more. Yeah, please, go ahead. Go ahead. And you're from mechanical engineering? Yeah. And from Kashmir? Yes. Yes, yeah, I talked to you yesterday. Looking forward to your talk.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you already know that we have given one presentation with our 13 team members, but we have already prepared the second presentation also. So we are giving that also. Myself, Fazila Javed, I am from Mechanical Engineering Department, and my team member, Salika Manzoor, is also from Mechanical Department. Today here we will be telling about fostering self-learning in studies, which means building independent lifelong learners. Self-learning, we should encourage students to take part in everything or give self-learn from things, which is not only given from the classroom. We should do things other than a classroom or teachers which give the lectures in class. These were the team members also as mentioned before. Why self-learning? As classroom is full of students, so there also some students are there which feel shy to interact with the teacher. If they will firstly get to the self-learning ahead, they use some tools. As we know that rapidly the education is changing, many things are coming forehead. If they will self-learn, moves from teacher-centered to learn-centered approach, by that they will be having a critical thinking, confidence, curiosity, what we will be learning in the class next day. Prepare students for lifelong learning beyond classrooms. The goal of education is not to fill the mind, but to ignite it. As many teachers or many these things are getting day by day converted into many things. So if they will use these methods for self-learning like digital platforms, NPTEL, Coursera, which are mostly available for everyone, AI assistant, chat GPT, Perplexity, flipped classrooms and gamifications. I will
Good afternoon, everyone, and I will be continuing the presentation. So, as my teammate has already discussed about the tools that we can use for self-learning, so I will be continuing with the teacher's role with the self-learning. So, self-learning is not it's not always centralized with the students, but teachers play a very important role in self-learning. They can act as guides or mentors to the students and will help them to learn via different methods. So firstly, as I have discussed, the teachers will be, they will act as mentors and and guides to the students and will help them to self-learn by encouraging them that they can ask questions in the class, and they can assign them different assignments or different homeworks. So by this method, what will the students will be able to, they have to search a lot of things when they will reach their homes. So this will help them to learn. Also, there is one more point that will help us in the self-learning is the peer teaching. Like when the students will interact with the other students, this will also help and will also increase their knowledge. Also, self-learning can be increased or by creating blogs, podcasts, or the YouTube videos. And then, yesterday, Professor Upadhyay, he has give us a detailed, I can say detailed PPT on self-learning. So also Professor Harbola, he has also he has mentioned about the values, three of the values, like the attainment value, the intrinsic value, and the instrumental value. So in self-learning, what as a teacher, their role is they have to make sure that the students they will be more, they will have more intrinsic and more instrumental values than the attainment value. So they will encourage them that make sure self-learning is not to get good grades. So it will be for an overall development of the students. Also the benefits and the conclusions of what will the benefits of the self learning. So a student will be independent, he will not be completely dependent on the teachers or the classroom. So when he used to learn things, he becomes a kind of, he's a free learner. Also self-learning prepare students for the future cases, because it's not always necessary that, whenever a student will go for higher studies, or a student may join a industry or may join some college as a professor. So like it's not always like they will be spoon feeded. So even when from their graduates, like when they are in their undergraduate degree, uh, they are told that you have to self-learn. So this will help in them in the future. Also, it helps them to improve their confidence, their adaptability, and their resilience. So also, the students, when students encourage to when teachers encourage students to self learn, so it happens that students become explorers. Like for example, if a professor gives some kind of problem in the classroom, so the students go like they went to their hostels and they like find different materials related to the problem. So this will help them to explore more and more. So this is all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just wish in learning tools you had also added books. You did not add books there. The next presentation, and this presentation, and tumhara hai na, haan. And there's one more presentation. We're very happy that from the staff side also there's one more. You also have a presentation. Okay. So whoever is presenting, and if you get late, and whoever is getting delayed, they'll treat you to lunch. Are you by yourself or you have a team?
Yes, myself.
Okay.
Myself, Ronald Joseph, from mechanical department. This is the only slide. I won't take much time. So we learned a lot from this 2 days workshop. So firstly, students are here to attain some instrumental value like outcome, job. So they expect really some skills they will implement in their jobs. So as a tutor or TA, you really need to have a good knowledge base, learn before, rehearse before coming to lab, so that you can add the value they need. So for that you need a good knowledge base. So second thing is in lab you need to present really well. I prefer blackboard teaching because it takes more effort real time, and students will be able to grasp more, reduce the forgetfulness, and they can learn much. Secondly, connect the instructor's lecture with lab work. That I don't do really that well, but it will help a bit. More important is the targeted feedback, like you actually tell before the lab starts what all the mistakes they are, I write in board what all mistakes they commit in lab, so that they remember, they gain confidence in themselves, they actually get interest that they can really do well even if they have not learned much before. That amplifies learning faster, and more importantly, try to tell all the misconceptions and all. So for attaining all this, like you really need to be first strict with yourself, disciplined, and then only you can be strict with your TS about the timing and about the work or task they are about to do. We actually need to interact with the students very well, because we are facing a small bunch of 30 students class. So like for interaction, actually I slow down my pace, break, give pauses, so that actually I can see whether they are relating with myself or not. This helps. And lastly, I would like to conclude with one statement, like I learned it hard way, like speak less but meaningful. This helps because speaking small sentences, students can actually retain a lot rather than saying a long sentence, and they will forget it faster. So if once I explain a thing, and if a student asks a query, I don't explain again. I let student to come and tell what all you are able to collect. After that, if he or she gets stuck, then only I will assess. That's how I do things. I learned my way. Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. One slide he explained many things. Thank you very much. तुम एंड में आओगे? अच्छा पहले इनका कर लेते फिर आपका कर लेंगे, ठीक है? So this is by आपका नाम
हो गया ना?
Gaurav from mechanical department. Gaurav and Gyanendra Tripathi from mechanical engineering department.
Am I audible to everyone? So, hello everyone. I am Gaurav Kumar Jha from Mechanical Department Lab Staff, and along with me Tripathi sir is here, and Manoj sir and Ashutosh is also along with me in my team. So, I am going here to present the PPT on role of lab staff in smooth conduct of UG laboratory courses. As we, as a lab staff, we have to ensure the smooth conduct of lab class so that no problem will occur during the lab sessions. So it is our responsibilities and our duties to manage the lab. So first, I want to specify how we lab staff ensures that there should be smooth conduct of lab classes. So first of all, we maintain and calibrate laboratory equipments time to time, from time to time, whenever we get it, so that during the semester there will be no problem in lab conduct. So, and another thing, we also ensure smooth purchase of updated lab equipments. As we make lists, we purchase out quotations from vendors and take quality equipments, and then we make purchase process through stores, through GEM portal, and whatever it's required. And another thing, our role is to demonstrate TS the lab experiments, that what is lab experiment, how to use equipments, so that to handle carefully, so that no damage or anything will happen while conducting lab sessions. We also encourage TS to involve students while conducting, while doing experiments, and also tell them that how precaution measures to be taken to conduct lab classes. And also we ensure safety and cleanliness by coordinating with housekeeping staffs, and from time to time we manage labs, we ensure that everything is in its place. Another, we also prepare experimental setups so that it is lab ready, so that no smooth conduct of practical can be done. And also we, along with coordination with faculty, sirs, ensures that proper timing and whatever the schedule of lab class, we coordinate with them. So how we coordinate with teaching assistants? So we assist teaching assistants in explaining experiment procedures. Another, we help students during practical session, so that if any problem occurs, we always be there to help them. Also, we provide inputs for Viva and assessment. Whatever the Viva are taken by teaching assistants, and we make it updated in the spreadsheet, and so that in timely manner the marks will be sent to students. And also we encourage TS by providing lab materials and encourage them to make PPTs, video slides and experiments, videos on experiments, so that students can go through it before the lab conduct of classes, so that they will get knowledge of what the experiment is going to be done. And also in our lab, we are already following this, as my coordinator Chandraprakash sir is there, means he also helps me to do this. Another, what is our role in coordination with faculty members? So we coordinate with faculties, so to plan lab schedules, and also already the plan is given by DOA, but we manage how to make it in groups, so that each group will do experiment. And we also help them to give questions on the experiments, as they have theoretical knowledge, and but what we are doing in experiments, we just give feedback, that's this type. Also we share feedback on students' performance, and also students gives us feedback that there is problem in this kind of equipments, or some equipments are old. So we also give tell that to faculties, and they forward that to head sir, and we get fund and purchase new lab equipments. Also we ensure alignment of lab work with theoretical, means teaching is done by faculty members, but we are along with TAs ensure that students should learn practical things. So what is the benefit of effective coordination between we lab staff and teaching assistants and faculty? So first is smooth and efficient conduct of labs, so that lab can be conducted efficiently, no problem will be there. And better learning outcomes. Whatever we do, we can make charts of the equipments, we can arrange equipments, and we label everything. And also by providing PPTs, etc., students learn and also get benefit from practical. Also, next thing, feedbacks. Also, whatever we take feedbacks, we try to enhance it in next class or in next session. So, what are our challenges? There are various challenges to us. We have to balance multiple responsibilities, such as we have to purchase consumables, we have to take signatures, we have to go to office and stores to do whatever work apart from managing the labs. And also, we had not been given so much training as we are not TS, but we train teaching assistants on equipments, and also sometimes we have to play a role of teaching assistant also in case of TS are absent. So we have to take care of that experiment as a TS. So definitely we need trainings so that how to deal with students. Also, we have to manage, actually we have time management issues also, because we get funds in the last means 2 or 3 months, and we have to manage that things also. And also, I think that lab staffs are not recognized anywhere, means means not anywhere but somewhere, because teaching assistants are appreciated, students are taken care, faculties, but lab staff also have to be recognized. And what is the conclusion? We play a role to make lab successful, and our effective coordination with all will.
So leave,
Thank you.
leave the previous slide, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something I think we recognize, and I'm. एक मिनट जरा सा आपको बोलना है, कुछ पूरा करना है. वो थैंक यू हो गया था मेरे ख्याल से, नहीं?
मैं सर्टेक्स टीम को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा.
जरूर.
टेक्निकल स्टाफ को पहली बार जो है ये रिकग्निशन दिया गया कि वो एकेडमिक्स में भी उनका क्या रोल है और वो क्या और बेहतर कर सकते हैं, इसके लिए ज़रूरत भी महसूस की गई और उनको भी इस वर्कशॉप में सम्मिलित किया गया. इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. और जो इस वर्कशॉप से हम पर्टिकुलरली मैंने जो सीखा वो ये कि जैसे टोन स्टूडेंट के साथ में इंटरेक्शन करने की, तो हर के साथ में एक जैसा ही नहीं, हम अपना टोन डाउन करके उनको और कन्वीनियंट कर सकते हैं. दूसरा ये कि जो डिफरेंट जेंडर हैं, मतलब उनके साथ में हमें कैसे बिहेव करना है और उनको कंफर्टेबल कैसे रखना है जो है ड्यूरिंग लैब सेशंस, जो है ये भी हम अपने बिहेवियर में अब इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं यहाँ के. और जो ग्रेड स्कोप का एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट आने जा रहा है लैब रिपोर्ट इवेलुएट करने का, तो वो हमारे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स के साथ में और लैब मैनुअल्स के साथ में कैसे उसको हमें एडजस्ट करना है, इसके बारे में भी हम फ्यूचर में अपने माइंड में रखेंगे. तो इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
सबसे पहली चीज मैं इसीलिए कहा था, छोड़िए, everyone in IIT recognizes कि lab staff is key to successful, not laboratory teaching, successful educational training. तो वो तो लेबोरेटरी टीचिंग हमने बहुत लिमिटेड कर दिया. इसीलिए अगर आपने अभी जो रिसेंट ब्रोशूर बनाई है, पता नहीं आप लोगों ने कितनी देखी है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, आप देखिएगा हर डिपार्टमेंट में भेजी गई है. उसमें हमने लर्निंग के 4 लोग बताए जो स्टूडेंट्स के पार्टनर्स हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, टीएस, पीयर्स एंड स्टाफ. और स्टाफ के बारे में जो हमने लिखा है वहाँ देखिएगा आप. ये जरूर है कि, तो इसीलिए अब हम स्टाफ को इन्वॉल्व कर रहे हैं धीरे धीरे, और ये अभी शुरुआत है. धीरे धीरे अभी आपके लिए अलग से भी प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे पेडागोजी पे भी, और जो आपने कहा पेडागोजी ट्रेनिंग के लिए, उसके लिए भी. तो वो पूरा दिमाग में है. लेकिन सबसे अच्छी बात है कि आप लोगों ने पार्टिसिपेट करा और ये टॉक दिया, इससे बहुत अच्छा लगा. और आगे के लिए हम चाहेंगे कि आप कोई फीडबैक हो तो हमको दीजिएगा, तो हम पूरा करेंगे. लेकिन स्टाफ की वैल्यू कहीं कम नहीं है. मैंने बताया 4 पार्टनर्स ऑफ लर्निंग स्टूडेंट में 1 स्टाफ भी है, आपको भी पढ़िएगा जाके.
थैंक यू सर, आपने स्टाफ को भी इन्वॉल्व किया इस ट्रेनिंग के लिए.
इसमें भी उसमें भी सब जगह है.
थैंक यू सर.
And final talk by you. Yes. बहुत अच्छा टॉक दिया, और कुछ भी कहिएगा बताइएगा, लेकिन स्टाफ का पूरा इंपॉर्टेंस है, ऐसी बात नहीं है.
So good afternoon everyone. So my name is Tausif Alam. So I am from Department of Space here in IITK. So today I would like to present on behalf of my group and group Subhas, Ajisa, Vila, Abhirami, Wasim Sujay and Professor Sandeep Kataria and Somananda. So this what I have taken from the CERTEX workshop and how I can implement them. So what I understood the purpose of the workshop is, so basically the hello. Okay, so to basically enhance the expertise of TAs, so how we can improve in each courses that we are taking and how we can engage students in a more like elaborative and collaborative manner, and also how we can improve the approachability with authority. And so what are the problems faced in TSF? So some problems faced in the courses like there are a low number of students have joined, or the and also during the labs or courses the students are more hesitant to join and ask questions. And some other problems are like students are expecting us to extend the deadline for the assignments or like quizzes. And and also there are several times there are like very large number of assignments, exams, and also the inconsistency across the TAs, like some TAs are not distributed work properly, and also like connection between TAs in the course, so that affects. And so yeah, and obviously, so as TAs we are normally we have not have like many like good experience in teaching. So we are very new to this field. So we also become hesitant in communicating with the students and other lab members. So those are the problems I faced, and also like guiding students, like they are making experiment tables and all. So sometimes they are not very in good manner. So we have to guide them thoroughly, and also they expect like we reply sometime like informally anytime, so that becomes sometimes problematic. And also there is always a favoritism risk that we can't differentiate within each students, so they all should be the same to us. So what are the what are the things that I learned from the workshop, that how teaching and learning things can be improved? So we can we can use like deliberate practice. So like in each session we can ask students some one or two questions from the last session, or last lab session or exam sessions, or so we can ask some questions so that they we can check their what are the things they have like preserved still there. And also we can take the feedback, we can take the feedback from the students, that like what they have learned and how, I mean, what are their problems. And also suppose in some projects, or they have given some viva, so we can give float some Google Forms in that they can rate themselves and other lab members, or yeah, course colleagues. And yeah, so, and also their lecture slides should be like uncluttered, so they shouldn't be like very vague, and they should be very conceptually like motivated and clear. So yeah, so during the 1.5 days, so speaker have talked about several things like grading scope and some other methods. So these are basically some pros and cons of the methods. Like grading scope is very good. It has like this grading, faster grading method and transparency, but also it can be like slower in time. And also for the feedback mechanism also, so we can take feedback from students, but then it will be like time consuming, and like we need more mechanism to, like we can't spend very more time for any topic. So if we do that, we have to be open for the for the goal of the courses to be flexible. So those, and the politeness and empathy, we should be like more empathetic to students and understand their scenarios. And okay, and also if this is overdone, the politeness, so the boundaries can decrease, and the negative politeness may arise, and that was the hazing method. So, and so what are the practical tools and actions? So basically I talked about this. So what can be improved? This is just okay. So we can implement this. We can use like short micro videos for any experimental setup where they have doubts, and we can make group of the students like a balanced group to some strong, like okay, so balanced group, and we can document some policies beforehand. And this is my personal takeaways. So the teaching is more like it's a meaningful interaction. It is not about just giving grades to a student, but interact and teach and learn in both ways. And yeah, so that's all from my end. So I am very much grateful to the CERTEX team. And
where are your team members?
I would like to call upon my team members. So
actually, these are not just your takeaways, our takeaways too. You taught us. Okay. It was very nice. Thank you very much.
Our group members.
Thank you all.
Thank
you all very much.
So, and Professor Sandeep and Somu.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice. I mean, you concluded for us what you wanted to say. So we are going to follow these practices too.
Thank you.
So it's my pleasant duty to thank all of you for attending this workshop and making it so meaningful for those who presented talks, so those who listened to you, everyone. It was a very, very enjoyable experience for all of us. चश्मा दे दे, मैं पढ़ ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ जो लिखा है। नहीं मैं उससे नहीं हूँ, मैं पढ़ने का दूसरा है। हाँ, तीन है मेरे पास चश्मा। So first of all, thanks to all the TAs who attended and made this a wonderful event. It also shows their interest in taking part in all institute activities, not just doing their research. I thank DOA for fantastic support and help that he provided in conducting this workshop, all the logistic support that we got. I thank team MOOC Kit who made all the logistic arrangements about attendance, sending out mails, and uploading things. So, and I also request all of you to please send your presentations to Ritika R. Gautam at IITK.ac.in. She'll be uploading it, and we will certainly like to go through them. I thank Ritika for taking up the responsibility for running this workshop. Ritika, please stand up. You deserve a big hand from all of us. She's been working very hard. I thank all the team CERTEX on behalf of the Institute for putting in the effort. We have had several meetings planning this, what to do, what not to do. And if you go to our event section, everyone in Team CERTEX is very passionate about teaching, and they put in a lot of effort in planning everything. So a big thank you for Team CERTEX, including myself. And as I said, none of us have any formal training in teaching methods and things like this. It's just our passion that drives us into doing all this. I thank from CERTEX Akhilesh, who was arranging all the teas and everything running around, and lecture hall staff, and Alok Katiyar, who made this use of this lecture hall available so easily. Thank you all very much. Your certificates will be available from 2 to 5 tomorrow in faculty building. We'll send you a mail. It will be in physics office. So Mr. Akhilesh, who was arranging this tea and all that, he will be there. You can just go and collect them. They are participant certificates. And I also, let me again remind you, I think the competition is going to be very, very, very intense for those videos that you're going to send about your teachings. Akhilesh ji is right there, so Akhilesh ji se aapko mil jayega. Yeah? Achha. And so please make videos, make it a good, and this is going to be open to all. We're going to send to all PGs, UGs also who participate in TA. So it's going to be a tough competition, work harder. Try, make it in your classroom. It will be really very nice. So we look forward to that, and thank you very much.